Imagine you're standing on the edge of a Himalayan cliff at 14,000 feet above sea level. The air is thin, so thin that most people would get dizzy or even collapse. But the local Tibetan people go about their day like it's nothing, carrying loads, herding yaks, smiling. How? The answer doesn't lie just in training or altitude tents. It lies in ancient bloodlines. More than 40,000 years ago, the Denisovans, our elusive high-altitude cousins, roamed these ranges. Through interbreeding, their genes entered our lineage. Today, those same genes help modern Tibetans produce more hemoglobin, allowing them to survive and thrive where others struggle. This isn't just science. It's legacy. It's the breath of extinct humans filling our lungs in every gasp of cold mountain air. And these gifts are everywhere. Your immune system might carry Neanderthal upgrades that helped ancient humans fight off viruses. Some of us may carry genes from mysterious, unnamed human relatives that give us resistance to diseases like malaria. These aren't just fun facts. They're survival tools passed down like invisible heirlooms. We are not alone in ourselves. We are echoes. In 2018, an anthropologist visited Flores Island in Indonesia to research local myths. What she found was astonishing. The villagers told her about the Ibu Gogo, small, hairy people who lived in caves, spoke in murmurs, and could mimic human speech. The elders said they were mischievous, but clever, and some claimed their grandparents had seen them. It sounded like a legend, until you compared it with the fossil evidence of Homo floresiensis, the hobbits. Barely 3 feet tall, with chimpanzee-sized brains, they somehow crafted tools and hunted prey bigger than themselves. And then came modern humans. Their fossils vanish right around the time Homo sapiens reached the Indonesian archipelago. Coincidence? Perhaps. But the stories remained, as if memory refused to die even when the bodies did. What if we didn't just conquer these other species? What if we lived beside them longer than we think? Let's play out a scenario. You live in a Neanderthal clan. The winters are brutal, but your people are tough. You know how to hunt, cook, care for the injured. You decorate your clothing with feathers and your neck with eagle talons. You even bury your dead with flowers. One day, a small group of strange-looking humans comes over the hill. They talk fast. They're thinner, more fragile, but they bring new tools. They offer to trade. Eventually, someone in your group mates with one of them. But they also bring something invisible: disease. Your people have no defense. Coughs turn into fever, fever into death. Your small band, already weakened by generations of inbreeding and isolation, begins to disappear. It's the same story that played out when Europeans reached the Americas. Disease, not war, was the true conqueror. And just like that, a species that survived for 300,000 years falls in less than 2,000. Here's a paradox. Homo sapiens weren't necessarily stronger. We weren't even the best adapted to any single environment. Neanderthals handled cold better. Denisovans had the lungs of gods. The hobbits were shockingly resilient. So why us? Because we were adaptable in a way others weren't. Our strength wasn't physical, it was social. We built wide, interlinked networks. We shared knowledge across continents. When drought hit one region, survivors could migrate and merge with other tribes. When diseases spread, intergroup breeding created genetic diversity that improved our immune systems. We could cooperate on massive scales, bigger than any other human species. In a way, it wasn't survival of the fittest. It was survival of the most connected. Let's fast forward to today. We're smarter, more technologically advanced. We've reached the moon. We've split the atom. We're exploring Mars. And yet, something feels familiar. Social isolation is on the rise. Political division is fragmenting global cooperation. Climate change is accelerating, mirroring the chaotic shifts of 40,000 years ago. Pandemics spread across the globe in weeks. Sound familiar? Like the Neanderthals, we're incredibly capable, but vulnerable. Like the Denisovans, we thrive in stable zones, but crumble when environments shift. Like the hobbits, we're clever, but not invincible. Are we repeating the same cycles that led to extinction before? Or will we remember what made us survivors? I remember my grandfather telling me about his tiny village in Vietnam. No electricity, no phone, just human connection. When one family struggled, another shared rice. When storms flooded the land, the whole village rebuilt together. They didn't have much, but they had each other. When I asked him why they never left, he said something I'll never forget. Because we knew one truth. Alone, you starve. Together, you survive. That lesson echoes back 50,000 years. Maybe that's what saved Homo sapiens. The archaeologist who found the tiny finger bone in Siberia had no idea she was holding the key to our story. That girl, half Neanderthal, half Denisovan, wasn't an outlier. She was a bridge, a symbol, a cry through time that says, we were many, we lived, we died, but part of us is still here, in you. When you climb a mountain, whisper thanks to the Denisovans. When you fight off a virus, nod to the Neanderthals. When you improvise with little, remember the hobbits. They were our siblings, our parents, our roots, and we are their future. So here we are, the only human species left. The universe, as far as we know, created consciousness once, and gave it to us. That's a monumental responsibility. We can destroy ourselves as others did, through division, competition, and indifference. Or we can do what Homo sapiens did best: connect, reach out, share, adapt, care. Because in the end, the ones who survived weren't the strongest or the smartest. They were the ones who stayed together. We are all the humanity the universe has. The question is, what will you do with it?